My bad. Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until, however long. We'll see. If you want to join in the conversation, 513-717-5464. 513-717-5464. That is the number to get on board. Whatever the conversation may be. I don't know what the conversation is going to be. Don't you do show prep? I was kind of busy. I got a thing or two that I would like to discuss. But first, hello. You know how I do. Come in, say hi to me. If you don't mind. We got Miss Pittsburgh. She says, good afternoon. Good to see you back. And a lot of people saying no sound. Good afternoon from Cartersville, Georgia. Butler Brown, good afternoon. Theme music. Hold on. I'm getting my theme song back. I don't know exactly when, but I am getting it back. So just roll with me for a minute. Robert said no sound, but he said, what's up? Miss Pittsburgh said, cut your sound up. All right, I got y'all. Thank y'all for letting me know. Otherwise, I'd have just been talking for like 2 hours and nobody would have heard me. So I appreciate y'all. Regina says, good afternoon. The first alert. All right. I guess that means you got an alert. It's the first time. All right. LaDonna says, I can't play this. I'm not sure what that means. McConnell says, what's up? Good afternoon. Miss Pittsburgh says, you're saying something, but we can't hear you. Thank you. Scott Bain, good afternoon, everyone from Winton Hills. He's not at the Georgia compound. He's here in Cincinnati. Karen Williams, good afternoon. Let me see. We got TC says, good afternoon, everyone. We got Phyllis in the house. Good afternoon. Regina finishing up that first time. Good afternoon. I got an alert for the first time. All right. Anthony Prosser says, afternoon. Good afternoon. Andrea, am I saying it right? Bustle? Is it Andrea Bustle? That looks like a B to me. And it's spelled like Russell. I hope I'm saying it right. Good afternoon from the home office in Gulf Manor. Brent says, good afternoon, Emanuel and the afternoon experimentalists. I don't know if I like that. It's difficult to say, but he's checking in from Dallas, Texas. Good afternoon. David says, good afternoon. Reporting in from Roseline. All right, we got Roseline in the house. Dwayne, good afternoon from Mount Airy. Got Mount Airy in the house. Carolyn says, good afternoon. It ain't none of your business where she checking in from. All right. Brenda, good afternoon. Hello from Fairfield. Shahara says, afternoon, everybody. Present Emanuel from Bond Hill, working from home. The live didn't play from your personal page. I had to come to the afternoon experiment page to see this. Hold on. I thought I had the personal page connected as well. Let me see. Hold on. See, I can do this while I talk to y'all. It should be going on the personal page. Yeah, it should be. But hey, I like y'all over here on the afternoon experiment page. I might shut down the personal page if the conversation get good. Force y'all to come on over to the afternoon experiment page. McConnell said, my bad. He in Fairfield. Can I demonstrate the proper way to do thriller hands? Okay. If you don't watch the Lincoln Ware show, that comment meant nothing to you. But, hold on. Let me put on. I don't think I'm going to put on the chat overlay right now. Lincoln was doing the Lincoln Ware. He's a radio personality in Cincinnati. And he was doing on his Facebook Live, trying to do the dance to Michael Jackson's Thriller. He was trying to do the dance to Michael Jackson's Thriller. But he always does this crazy thing with his hands. And in his mind, he's absolutely correct. That's how they hold their hands in Thriller. But he just holds his hands up like this, like somebody cut all his tendons and stuff, and he can't move them, and he move his arms. And this is what he do for Thriller. And he think he doing it. And I'm like, bruh, that is not how they holding their hands in Thriller. Like, they have full movement of their hands. I don't know that they're doing this, but this is like the Funkasaurus. That's what that is. That's the Funkasaurus. But they're doing something with their hands. They not just limp hands walking around. And he let them flop around like that too. And he was even watching it like that's how they doing their hands. I turned it on and I was watching it, and nobody had their hands just flopping like this. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then somebody was encouraging him like, you're right, Lincoln, that's how they holding their hands. They were not. Don't encourage him when he's wrong. Don't encourage him when he's wrong. Help him out. It's help. No. This is not Thriller. That's not. They had full movement. And again, I know this is Funkadactyl. So I can't tell you exactly what they were doing with their hands, but I know it wasn't this. Oh, and if you don't know what Funkadactyl mean, it's a wrestling thing. Don't worry about it. Andrea says I pronounced it. This person says they had to switch. This is Scott. Okay. Let me see. Some people are saying the personal page is acting. I might be in jail again. I'm not sure. I haven't been on it. Y'all know I haven't been on for I think I posted maybe a couple of little comments last week. Last week was really busy, like super busy, and I didn't get everything done. Oh my goodness. Maybe one of these days I'll get into it. Sean Nutter says, what's good? I know Sean is from Atlanta. I see that a number of times. Let's see. Crystal says, good afternoon, everyone. Checking in from work. Forest Park in the house. Kenny says, great day, great people. Anthony says, stop trying to force us to migrate. I need y'all to migrate. Vincent Jones says, good afternoon. David Herring says, meme. Britt says, Lincoln holds his hands like he's a switch hitting zombie. LaDonna says, yay, good afternoon. Good afternoon, LaDonna. Somebody say he was taught by, that's just mean. He wasn't taught by Marcus Jenkins. Claus. What I missed, couldn't play at first. You didn't miss anything. You could join the show with 5 minutes left and we'll have missed nothing but me saying hello. That's like almost the whole show. It's me saying hello to people saying hello to me. It's like the whole show. I don't know why y'all watch. That's right. Somebody call my mom. That's right. Pamela Kinney says, good afternoon, checking in from North Avondale. All right. Kelly Prather checking in. All right. Good afternoon, everyone, she says. Sierra says, you're back. Congratulations. Thank you. No, I congratulated you because you said y'all was getting a snowstorm. And look, y'all don't understand. I want a snowstorm. I remember being a kid, and I know I'm remembering the blizzard of, 77, 78, whatever, whenever the blizzard. I know my mind always goes back to that, when we had all of that snow, and the house we lived in had a large backyard. Actually, I drive by the house kind of regularly. The backyard is not actually as big as I remember it as a kid. But as a kid, it was a huge backyard. It was perfect for sledding. And we used everything. We had sleds, and then when we busted those up, we used cardboard and plastic and everything else. We went sledding like every day. Now, y'all know during that blizzard, we missed a few days of school, not many. And yes, young people, it was a blizzard, and we still didn't miss a lot of days of school. It was a full-on blizzard. Go look at some of the archive footage and you'll see. And we still didn't miss many days of school. But after school, man, we get out on that hill. Oh man, and just sledding. And you know, I had a love for, I don't want to say winter sports, because I don't have a love for winter sports, but I definitely had a love for sledding. And so when my kids were of age, to me, that mean about 3, 4. We had a nice snow. I lived up in Hamilton at the time. I went to a park. Is it Harbinger Park in Fairfield? They had a really nice hill. I took them sledding. I abused them. I did. I made them do stuff that, you know, might not have been the safest, but they had a ball. Yeah, they had to go down backwards. Yeah, they had to, we lined up along and they all had to jump on. We did all kind of crazy stuff. We had a ball. They still talk about it to this day. And they're like, the youngest one is what, 27? They still talk about it. We had a ball. Look, I know how to take kids out and have a good time doing stuff. And that's what I did. So now I'm looking forward to taking a little baby out. That's my granddaughter. She is 5 now, which is, by the way, the perfect age for a kid. They should be born 5 years old and then just stay 5 years old for 5 years. That should be the way it will work. Like, oh, you got a 5-year-old. They know everything a 5-year-old knows. Like they're potty trained, so you ain't got to be changing diapers. They ain't always all up in your face. Like, I need that. Oh, I need that. They, you know, kind of self-sufficient. But they still want to be around you. Like they want to play. Like, you know, sometimes she comes over and she's like, grandfather. And I'm like, what? Because I always talk to her like she's annoying me. Because when I don't, she think it's strange. I guess because I've been doing that her whole life. So I always be like, what? And she be like, I want to play with the kinetic sand. And I'll be like, there's the kinetic sand right there. Go play with it. And she be like, I want to play with you. Which is cool. It's cool. But I had to get on the floor. I don't put it on the table, and she be messy with it because she be having fun. I don't put it on the table or nothing. I got a little container for it. That mean I got to get on the floor, and I'm 52 years old. At 52 years old, getting on the floor, I'm getting back to you, Sierra. At 52 years old, getting on the floor, playing with the kinetic sand, stuff be falling asleep. That's all. I'm just going to tell you, stuff be falling asleep. My leg fall asleep, my foot will fall asleep, my left buttock will fall asleep. Or, you know what I'm saying? Just stuff be falling asleep. And oh my goodness. Because, you know, I got the hardwood floor. But I got to get down there. I got to play with her. She don't really want to do nothing. She want to have me make a castle so she can tear it up. That's all she want to do. And, of course, when she tear it up, I act like it's the worst thing in the world because she loves that. She loves irritating me. I don't know where she got that from. She loves irritating me. So she will do anything to irritate me. So I was like, grandfather, make a castle. You make castles so well. And she be trying to butter me up. I know what she gonna do. I'll play along. Because, you know, she's 5. So, make a nice little castle. Or I make a snowman. And then she just come through there and tear it up. And I'll be like, why would you do that? And she just be laughing. It ain't funny. She thoroughly enjoys that. 5, perfect age. Perfect age for a kid. They don't need you, but sometimes they want to be around you. They don't need you, but sometimes they want to be around you. So you get time to just chill and be you. You You watch them, make sure they doing everything, you know. She ain't at the age where she putting everything in her mouth. You know, that's a little baby. Get that out your mouth. You got a little baby, get that out your mouth. You constantly telling them to get stuff out of their mouth. Little babies want to put every damn thing in their mouth. Everybody know this. 5, they don't want to put everything in their mouth. 5, they want to play. They want to play by themselves. They want to read books or they want to play on, she like playing on her phone. And then every once in a while, she want to do something with grandfather. 5 is the perfect age. It's also the perfect age to take her sledding. The perfect age to take her sledding. I want to take her sledding. Maybe I come to Boston. We need a good snowstorm. A good snowstorm. So I can take her out there, you know, put her on layers and layers of clothes. Take her out there, make her go backwards. Throw her off the sled while we sledding. Jump on the sled while she's saying, jump over her. Make her try to jump over me, which of course ends in her being totally demolished, but not in a way that, you know, causes her any harm. So, yeah, that's why I was congratulating you, Sierra, when you said y'all expecting a snowstorm, because we need a good snowstorm. We need a good snowstorm. And I don't mind driving in snow, so it's all good, all upside for me. Boy, that was a long way to go. Just to say that. Anthony says, those were the day. McConnell says, I hate snow as an adult. Yeah, we need it. LaDonna says, I was in 3rd grade. It was a mess, but we had a hill so we could sled. McConnell says, now as a child, when it snowed heavy, I was happy as a pig in, I know I'm cuss, so I can't say that word. No school. We had school when it snowed. We had school. Anthony says, buses had snow chains. Hell, everybody had snow chains. Rhonda says, good afternoon. Sierra says, I agree. 5, 6 are the best ages. Yes, they are. Let me see. I remember that my dad had them on his tires. I've never seen snow chains ever in my life. I hear about chains, never seen them in my life. David says, being 5 years old at birth might deter having kids. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. That'd be all right. That'd be all right. Having kids ain't that hard. You be falling for the tricks. It's the toughest thing. It ain't that hard. Trust me. Trust me. Everybody remember their parent talk about putting chains on the tires during snowstorms. I never, ever in my life saw chains. Hello. Hold on, I can't see that. Hallowed something says, hi, I want to offer promotion of your channel. The price is lower? What? Low price? Oh, man. I might have to hook up with you. Now, you know, low price to me mean free. This is somebody from Twitch offering me a service. You can't beat that. Talk about me sitting on the floor. Yeah, I'm old. I'm old. Stuff just be falling asleep. Stuff fall asleep. Man, I dropped a pack of cheese at work. Almost couldn't back from picking it up. Almost couldn't back up from picking it up. Oh, okay, I get you. Yes, my grandbaby is always putting stuff in his mouth. He won't do that when he get 5. It'll just be fun. 5 to really like 4 to 7 are the best year. 5 right there in the middle is perfect, but like 4 to 7, perfect years. Terry says, just go to perfect north slopes. I'm not doing all of that. I'm not doing all of that. Yep, I remember that snowstorm. 21-year-old first apartment. Told my man at the time to come over before the storm got too bad. Snowed in for a couple days. Good times. You just saying that because he beat it up. He beat it up. for 2 straight days. So to you, that was a good time. All right. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. You were 21, so you was in your prime. I don't know how old he was. I'm guessing a little older than 21, so he was in his prime. Well, they say our prime is like the teenage years. Hopefully it wasn't a teenager. But, he beat it up for 2 days. You can't beat that. Congratulations accepted. We're going skiing this weekend. Never been skiing. Don't have a desire to ski. Snow chains on police cars. My parents did use snow tires. Krista says, I heard about the chains. Stop it. You have kids. I'm not sure what that means. Scott says, okay, it's working on the page, but not on your page. Okay, hold on. Let me do this. I'm going to end it on my page and then start it right back. That should fix it. We're going to turn that off. We're going to let that stream stop. And then we're going to turn it back on. Sending data. And it says it is streaming. So it should be on both pages. It should be on both pages. What am I? Solomon Grundy or something? I meant to say almost couldn't get back up. Yes. Not beat it up. Hold on. Oh, then you think about it. You 20-something and your 21-year-old girlfriend with her own apartment. There's a blizzard coming, and your 21-year-old girlfriend saying, get over here before the blizzard hit because we going to be snowed in. What you going over there for? To watch TV? No. Y'all could do that over the phone. Like, did you hear that? I heard that. No, that ain't why you going over there. You know why you going over there. Hold on, I got a call coming in. Let's do this. Now, hold on, let me get these settings right. It always resets. Key.
Hey, what's going on, Emanuel? How are you?
I'm fantastic, and you?
All right. I see you looking fresh. You got a fresh haircut, looking fresh and clean.
I did cut my hair. I don't even think yes, I did cut my hair. Yes.
Okay, what did you do then? You just shaved it?
No, I just cut it. I got some clippers.
You don't sound too sure though. You were like,
Because I did it a few days ago and I just I don't even think about it. I'm not, a lot of people are, and maybe I should be, a lot of people are preoccupied with their physical appearance and, trying to put forth the best whatever. When I get irritated with it, I cut it and I don't even really think about it. So, yeah, that was it.
Yeah, let's see. You're on the visual, so we see you, and then you've been gone a week, so last time we saw you, you had hair, so that's why it's so noticeable.
Okay.
That's why I say so fresh and so clean, so.
So what's on your mind?
No, what you up to? I missed the beginning. What you been talking about?
Nothing. I've been talking about absolutely nothing. Yeah.
I know I heard you talk about, said something about snow and the snow and the chains.
Yeah, because Sierra from Boston says that they're expecting a snowstorm. And earlier I said, congratulations. I thought she was kind of taking that like I was, trying to be funny. But I really wasn't. I was like, we need a good snow so I can take that little baby sledding.
But she said storm. She ain't say we having snow slushies or.
No,
she said storm. Storm don't sound good. That's why.
That's when you get the good snow. You don't get the good snow when you get 3 inches of ice or slush. You get the good sled and snow come with 8, 9, 10 inches of snow plus. That's when you get a good, nice sledding snow.
You so silly.
I'm dead serious.
I know you're serious, but the word storm don't sound good.
It don't sound good.
Snow. What kind of snow you like? You like that hard snow? I like the snow that's fluffy.
No, that ain't good. That's not good. Packing snow. You can't if you can't take snow and make a good snowball, throw it and hit somebody in the face, and they feel like they about to die. Cause that's how you,
Oh,
when
my
you get hit in the
goodness.
face with a snowball, for just a minute, it feel like something happened wrong. I'm about to die. And then you brush it off and it's all good. If you can't make a good snowball and throw it at somebody without it falling apart, and then, no, that's not good snow.
Well, I like the fluffy snow that, like, you can make a snowball, but it's nice and like that fresh snow that's first falling. And then you pack it in there real good.
No.
But not that snow that, that like you talking about, that burn your face and all that. So you weren't mad if somebody hit you in the face with a snowball?
Oh, I'd be mad as hell. I'd be mad as hell.
So if your grandbaby hit you in the face with a hard snow, like you were describing or whatever, wouldn't you be like that? That's your experience, right?
No,
Look,
look, I wouldn't like it, but she started it, so it's about to go down.
Goodness.
Yes, it's about to go down. She getting a snowball to the face before everything is said and done.
Okay, no mercy,
and
huh?
yeah, that's right, and she brought it on herself. Absolutely.
You are hilarious. Okay, I got one more thing. Okay, I was listening to Lincoln's show and watching his Facebook when he was doing the Thriller hands and he was reading your comments. Okay, so can you demonstrate how the Thriller dance is? Since you said he was doing it wrong?
Again, I was watching the video. All I can tell you for sure is that the hands are positioned in such a way where it's deliberate. It ain't just hanging limp. They hands ain't just hanging limp.
Right. So go ahead and give it a whirl so we can see. Come on.
That's not how.
Come on, give it to us.
I did.
Give it to us.
I did, but when I do it, it looked like I'm doing the funkadactyl.
Well, won't you play the music as you do it, like he did, and then get in the rhythm?
No.
So you got a track.
I gotta. Maybe one of these days. I say maybe.
You gotta let us know when you're gonna do this now, because I want to be ready for this now. You can't be skimping on.
Let me get it out.
Let me know what day it's gonna be so I can tune in, because I wish it would be today. How about this? Won't you gear yourself up, since I already done put it in your head, so you can gear yourself up as you read the comments. I usually pop up a video of something or a picture or something. This time, go ahead and gear up the track to the song, so you be like, okay, here it go. Lincoln, this how you do it.
Key, let me tell you, one of these days, which is, in all honesty, it's probably not going to happen, but one of these days.
Come on, man,
One of these days, I might. See, look, y'all don't know this. And I would need people to back me up on this, even though the only people who can really back me up on it are my relatives, who y'all wouldn't believe if they told you this. But I used to do a mean Michael Jackson. Like, I mean, I was good. Like, I was really good.
What you mean was? So you can't do a mean Michael Jackson today?
No.
Current day?
No.
I don't believe you. I got faith in you. And your on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. We got faith in you. Come on. Back that track up and get them hands up, get them feet moving. I believe you can do it.
I tried to do it one day and almost broke my neck. I fell. It was horrible.
That's because you ain't have on the right shoes, probably.
No,
and
I had on the right shoes.
You was looking in the mirror.
You can do it in any shoes.
You was too much in your head.
I just couldn't do it. And luckily, I was the only one in the room, but I fell and I kind of looked around. And I was like, ooh, wasn't nobody looking. Because it was horrible. It was horrible. But
let us be the judge. Come on, y'all. Put it in the comments. Spam up them comments and let Emanuel know we back him up on this. Come on, we want to see it.
Key, I don't need y'all.
We want it.
Key, I don't need y'all to be the judge. I'm pleading guilty. We don't need a judge. I'm telling you right now, I'm horrible. But here's what I'm giving you.
What you gonna give me?
I'll go and I might do a little bit of practice and be able to do a move or two from Thriller. All right.
Okay, give us a little taste.
I'll see what I can do.
Don't do. Don't hurt yourself. And then come back and say, yeah, I tried, but it's even worse than last time. Take baby steps, and then when you get on video with us to show us, that's when you give it your all, okay?
All right.
You can do this, Emanuel. Come on, y'all. Spam it up in the. I don't even see nothing in the comments, y'all. Come on.
Don't nobody want to see
where
that.
Where you at, Miss Brenda, Early?
Because don't nobody want
to see Donna, where y'all at?
Don't nobody want to see me falling.
Yes, they do. Come on, Prosper, where you at? Come on.
All
Spam
right.
it up, y'all. We want to see this. He was saying Lincoln ain't doing it right, so I think he know how to do it right.
My hands won't be doing like this.
Come on, get it.
That won't be happening. Key, I appreciate your call.
Okay, I appreciate you, everybody. Thumbs up the live, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and get them up there.
All right,
man.
Have a good
Talk
one.
to you later. All right.
All right, that was Key. Yeah, no, not happening. Not happening. Let's see. Let me see. Let me go back. I'm so backed up on the comments. Brenda says, got that right. Oh, talking about he came over and beat it up for 2 straight days, and she enjoyed it. I'm sure she did. Yeah, not beat it up. Yeah, beat it up. My daughter took my grandkids to a slope not too far from Cincinnati, probably perfect north. One of these days, I might do it. I just have an issue with paying to go do something that I used to do for free in my backyard, which I know is it's my own little hang up. Valerie says, you here, sir. You, sir. Yes, sir. You here. That's what she said. R-Dub says, hey, Brenda, why is he in your bedroom? I'm just saying. Regina says, sorry, I meant you have kids since you said it's not hard. It's not hard. It's not hard. I've seen it happen a number of times. It's not hard. It's uncomfortable. It might hurt. You know what I'm saying? It might hurt, but it ain't too bad. It ain't too bad. Sierra talking about she would have me come over to play board games. Stop it. You know he ain't. And but you in your 20s. You call your dude over because you know y'all about to get snowed in. Y'all ain't gonna even find the board games. Stop it. Let's see. McConnell say he's showing up butt naked. Going over for Blockbuster and chill. Stop it. Y'all might have got a movie from Blockbuster, but y'all wasn't watching that. Kenneth says, great day, great people. Let me see. My man Dave Stanger is not here, so I don't know what to tell you. Ross Realman, which you did not get. I still haven't figured out how to unblock somebody on here. I'm gonna have to call their what do you call it? Customer service. Pamela says, if you are a well-groomed man, someone shouldn't be able to recognize you got a haircut. Well, I guess I'm not a well-groomed man. I'm comfortable being who I am. And even well-groomed men, people still recognize when they got a haircut. Key is laid back, yes. Ross says, greetings, Emanuel and experimenters. All right. Where did you go last week? I didn't go anywhere last week. I stayed here, and I had a lot of, y'all know all of those chores and stuff that I had to do. Like I told you, I cut the tree down. The tree is cut up. Some of the tree was gone, but a lot of the tree was still there. And it was a lot of tree. I mean, a lot of tree. So that stuff had to be hauled out of here. I'm not necessarily into paying people to do stuff that I can do myself. Unless I just really don't want to do it. So, yeah, I got out and I had to cut it up a little smaller because, you know, some of them, they were just too big. But I got, and I, you know, threw them in. I rented a truck and loaded up the truck, took them up to Rumpke. Let me tell you this about Rumpke. Now, I know y'all might already know this. But, well, hold on, let me get back to that. Let me catch up on comments, all right? And I do have something that I want to discuss. I want y'all to watch this, and I want to talk about it. But before I do that, She liked the hard snow. She likes the soft snow. Kingdom says, us blacks don't like cold. I don't like cold, but I do like snow. There's nothing like getting hit in the ear with a wet, slushy snowball. It'll mess you up. LaDonna says, I don't like fluffy, hard, none of it. All right. They feel like they about to die. Yes. Yes. It feel like your face is a... Yes. I stick by that. Probably it's worse than having a baby. Let's see. I don't know why Kia's reminding me of the Sandman's wife in Training Day. I don't know what that means. What the hell is a funkadactyl? Well, you said funkadil. I did not say that. But he was a character on wrestling, and he came out dancing, and he did his hands like this a lot because, you know, he was supposed to be a dinosaur. It was a funkasaurus. You know, he was like a dinosaur. That's what that is. Talking about the snowball, my nephew hit me with one in the face. When we were kids, I thought the skin was gonna come off my face. That's what I'm talking about. We want Mike. Okay. I'm telling you, I used to do a mean Michael Jackson. I knew that whole Beat It video. I had the whole Motown 25 routine down. I'm trying to think I think I had Thriller down. The Bad video, I had that down. And then I just stopped. I just stopped after that. I bet E-Man would give Shabba-Doo a run for his money. No. Let me see. I think I'm almost caught up. Emanuel Livingston and Kevin Durant have the same appearance philosophy, and they both seem happy. Well, yeah, I don't be worried about it. If Mrs. Livingston said, baby, we need to talk about your physical appearance. I need you to get your hair cut on a regular basis, blah, blah, blah. Then we would have to have a long conversation because I would have to tell her, like, look, I have to do what's right for me. I have to do what's right for me. I don't tell you how often to shave your legs or, you know, shave other stuff. I don't tell you how often to go get your nail. I let you do you, and you're beautiful. And I like what you do. You got to let me do me. Let's see. David put in the Funkadactyl, so you can go look and see the Funkasaurus and the Funkadactyls. Let's see. What weight class did you wrestle in high school? I wrestled in junior high. We didn't have a weight class. We was all just little dudes wrestling. Loving the beautiful backdrop. Oh, I forgot. We still celebrating Women's History Month. Emmanuel just checked in. How much BS did I discuss? We haven't even really started talking about anything yet. Hold on, let's see. The most racist character was Shelton Benjamin. It's with the T. Shelton Benjamin, the whole grown-ass man with his mama, who was Thea Vidali, was completely insulted. I must not have been watching at that time because I don't remember that. LaDonna says, Kenneth Jones, I can't see your comments. Y'all might be on different rooms. I'm demoing a bathroom and y'all killing me. All right, let's see. Look like we about caught up. Terry says, ha. Great grandpa time. And Nikki says, celebrate women's history. All right, now somebody had asked me something and I said, we'll get back to it. Let me see. I got to go back and see. I got to refresh my memory. I think I was talking, where was I? And I was about to tell y'all about Rumpke. I know y'all know this, but Rumpke does not smell good. Up there, Korang. And if you take stuff, you can dump stuff at, like, let's say you have a garage full of trash that you want to get rid of. And, you can call like the 1-800-something-junk or 1-800-clean-room or whatever. You can call those numbers. But all they're doing is they come in, they carry your stuff, they put it on their truck, and they take it up to Rumpke, and then they just dump it out at Rumpke. That's all they doing. That's it. Maybe they go through, and if there's something in there that they want, they might take. I don't know that for sure. But that's all they're doing. You know how much it costs to go dump a truckload of stuff up at Rumpke? $42. $42. So yeah, if you got an old washing machine, an old dryer, an old water heater, boxes of stuff, whatever. You got a whole lot of stuff that you want to get rid of. A whole lot of stuff you want to get rid of. You can go up to Rumpke, go rent, let's say, a U-Haul truck. Go up to Rumpke, load it up, load it to the brim. You go up to Rumpke, and then you just dump it. Now, if you don't have yard waste, there's a little place where you dump it, and you back up. It's a little concrete wall, and you just throw it over the wall. And it's just no rhyme, no reason. Just throw it over the wall. And they got big trucks. They come, they pick it up, and they carry it out of sight. You don't worry about it. $42. Now there's labor involved with putting it on the truck and taking it off the truck. And yes, it doesn't smell great. But it's simple for you to do, and it only costs $42. Now, if you got yard waste, there's another area where you take your stuff to. Same concept. You load it up, you take the stuff up to Rumpke, they send you way back up the hill. This is the worst smelling place on earth. It's the worst smelling place on earth. I've never vomited because something smelled so bad, but I almost did. It was unbelievable. And I had to haul out 2 loads. It was unbelievable. But, still, you get out there, you unload it. Now, I put my stuff on the tarp. Remember I told you I was buying them tarps that I was going to cover my car for the snow and the ice? I did. They worked perfectly where y'all said they wouldn't. They worked perfectly. I didn't scrape a windshield or anything this year. Every day when it was cold enough to frost, since I got those tarps, just before I go to bed, I throw the tarp on and just leave it there overnight. Put a brick on it, on the front, on the back, just to make sure, because, some of them nights it was really windy, to make sure that the tarp didn't blow off. Come out, take the brick off, pull the tarp off. I didn't have to scrape no ice off the window or frost or anything. I took those same tarps, put them in the truck, and when I got there, I just pulled the tarp. It was heavy at first, so I had to throw some stuff off of it. But I just pulled the tarp, let the stuff go, took the tarp off, put it back in the truck, and drove off. But it is the worst. It is the worst smell, I think, on earth. And those guys work up there. But here's what I'll tell you. Our body, our brains, they are amazing. They are amazing. You know how people call in, let's say to the Lincoln Ware show, and you hear their smoke detectors going off? They don't hear it because your brain, something happens, like that little beep. After a while, your brain says, block that out. It's insignificant. And you don't hear it. It don't stop, but you don't hear it. It's insignificant. When I stayed with my sister, I have an older sister who, early 20s, something happened. I had a roommate. And when we decided to not be roommates anymore, I had probably about a month or so between moving out with him and moving into my own spot. And I live with her. She's got a grandfather clock. Grandfather clocks are loud. They're loud if you don't live around them all the time. Every hour on the hour, dong, 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 you know. Oh my goodness, this clock. After a while, my brain said, that sound is insignificant. You don't even need to process it, and blocked it out. You live near a train? You ever been on the phone with somebody that live near train tracks? And you talking to them and you hear a train roaring by? And you like, what is that? And they like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. If you live near train tracks, your brain blocks that out after a while because it's insignificant to you. Maybe if you reacted to it every time, like, oh, a train, your brain would keep hearing it. But because after a while you stop, your brain says, oh, that's not important. Same thing happens with smell. The second time I went up there, I got out the car. Oh my God. Oh, this is horrible. I was up there for probably about a half hour before I had unloaded enough stuff to pull that tarp. My brain stopped processing the smell. And I could still smell it, but it was nowhere near as bad as it was. Because when I first pulled up, I was like, how do these people work in this? They don't smell it. And same with the people. When somebody says, don't you hate to be in one of them neighborhoods around there? They don't smell it. They don't smell it. Their brains, our brains, block stuff out. It's amazing. It's amazing what our brains can do. Anthony says, did you bungee cord the corners? No, I said a truck. I actually rented a van. I rented a cargo van, a big cargo van. So I put the tarp on the bottom so I didn't have to do that because it was enclosed. But yeah, it's amazing. Kenneth says airport too. Yeah. And people, oh, how could you live near airport? Your brain just blocked that stuff out after a while. After a while, it just block it out. Samuel says, if you sit in doo-doo long enough, you don't smell it anymore. I believe that to be true. Very true. But okay, all of that, that's the preliminary stuff out of the way. I have a couple things that I want to discuss. What are we going to do about policing in America? What are we going to do about policing in America? I think we have to, I think we have to revamp the way policing is done in America. I'm not convinced that there are a lot of good cops anymore. I'm reading this story. Hold on, let me pull this story up. I'm sure a lot of y'all saw this. The East Cleveland cops. 11 of them indicted. 7 of them indicted for the first time, while 4 had been previously indicted for incidents that occurred between February 20th and July 2022. Any of y'all see that story? And they released a video of some of the actions of these law enforcement officials. And it was horribly sickening. Horribly sickening. Here, I'm going to play this video for you. They have what these officers did on video. They don't even try to hide the stuff no more. They don't hide it. Like, look, if you know you're doing wrong and you're around people who ain't down with that, you try to hide it. Some of these guys are just doing this stuff just out in the open and bragging about it. Let's watch this video and then let's talk about it. I'm gonna turn off this chat overlay. Watch this video and then let's
get that bitch. Stop. Hang on. Get his ass. Get his ass. Get his ass, boy. Get his ass, boy. Stop resisting, motherfucker. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Stop resisting, motherfucker. Yeah, secure the car. Secure the car. He's got it. No, search him. Search him. Oh, mama. Shut up. Get in the car.
What you asking?
28 headquarters. Good shit.
You can't drive or run.
Nice little ass whooping.
Shouldn't have resisted.
I cannot wait until these fucking...
On the ground, face down, or you will be faced. Face down on your stomach. On your stomach. On your stomach. Stay down. Put your arms out now. Do not move.
All I did was order some food to feed.
Do not move.
Give me your fucking hand! Give me your hand! Give me your hand!
I'm at the tank. Turn around! Get on now! Down. Face down! Do not move!
Stand up.
Nothing.
I didn't see anything either.
Oh wait, you left the phone screen. How does it still turn on?
That's impressive. I'm surprised the battery hasn't exploded yet.
I'm so sorry. Oh, that was my bad. Fucking busted me in my lip, so when I must have took him to the floor, his phone must have fucking bent.
Whose phone is that?
Used to be his.
That's his phone?
I got mad and fucking had this.
Not anymore.
It used to be.
Yeah, she was just trying to do y'all traffic stops and out
Hey,
of
that was
nowhere.
the easiest pursuit you could have ever done. He went in a circle. It was the
Literally,
Yeah, he kept going in a circle.
I was getting so annoyed. I literally got over the loudspeaker. I was like, this is really getting fucking stupid, dude. Can you please stop the
But
car?
Holcomb was like, as soon as he hit 3115, Holcomb's like, they better get him for wrecking my car.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He was like, y'all better get him.
I threw the meanest fucking hook.
I got one. I didn't get a single lick of info because I didn't care.
I think his eyes broken.
Mine's not.
Signal 20 driver. Signal 20 driver. You just struck my vehicle. Do not move. Shoulder hand. Hands are out. Hands are out. Hands are out. Hands are out. Get him secured. He hit my vehicle. Do not fight. I got cuffs. I got cuffs. On your stomach.
On your stomach!
Get him. Get him. Get him. I got a busted windshield now.
Fucking fight!
He's bleeding from the head. Bleeding from the head.
Stop
Get control. Stop fighting. Hold on. Taser out.
Taser. You're gonna
Taser
get
out.
tased.
You want to get tased. Stop fighting.
Stop.
Taser out. Drive stun.
Put your hands behind your fucking back.
Go ahead.
Quit fighting. You're going to get it again. You're going to get it again. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. Stop.
Where did he dump the gun?
Hey, lift that arm up. Try this one up.
Fucking stop.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting. You're going to get it again. Stop resisting. Go. Stop.
Give me your hand now.
Stop resisting. You want to get it again.
Looks like his time. He can't breathe in.
Okay? No, it's too fucking busy.
Double cuff if you have to. There we go.
Give me your hands. Give me your fucking hands.
I'm sorry, you don't have to tase me again, guys. You don't have to tase me.
Get up. Get up.
You guys don't have to tase me.
Shut up. Get up.
Why'd you guys tase me so many times?
Why'd you run? Why wouldn't you give me your hands?
I gave you my hands.
Get up.
What the fuck? Oh, my foot! My foot, man!
So that is, these guys were indicted. These guys were indicted for their unlawful conduct. And it's just somebody, is this a compilation? That is the video that was released. These are just the actions that these officers got indicted for. These are just the actions that those officers in the East Cleveland Police Department got indicted for. Now, we all saw the same video. How is this stuff okay and tolerated by any of them? I saw a few people point, you run a dude over, and your response is, he hit my vehicle. You ran him over. And y'all saw dude, he looked like he was knocked out to me when dude walked up to him. He looked like he was knocked out. And they come up talking about stop fighting, roll over. He knocked the F out. They got one hand talking about give me your hands. Just put the cuffs on that hand and put it behind his back. But of course they go to the tried and true tactic, which again, you can't tell me this ain't taught in academies around the country. Sock him in the face. Knee him hard as you can. The whole time screaming, stop resisting. There was the one video where the dude was clearly not resisting. I'm not even talking about where they tased him while he was handcuffed. There was one where he wasn't resisting at all. And they beating his A, talking about stop resisting. And somebody said, because I think it was McConnell. McConnell said, Emanuel like this. No, Emanuel don't like this. You know why Emanuel show stuff like this? You know why Emanuel keep talking about stuff like this? because there's too many people out there who still make the argument that it's just a few bad apples. It's too many people out there who still accept whatever the police say as factual. Remember, the dude was running, the police hit him, but his thing was he struck my vehicle. Guarantee he probably put that in the report. So when that came up and people were talking about it, when they were considering his situation, well, he struck a police vehicle. And somebody somewhere was arguing that wouldn't have happened to him if he wouldn't have struck the police vehicle. The dude that got handcuffed and then tasered twice and then they slammed the door on his leg. I wonder how was that written up? Guaranteed they didn't write it up. Well, we cuffed him. We tasered him a couple times. We slammed him up against the car, roughed him up, threw him in the car, and then slammed the door on his leg. The cop that was breaking the phone, what did the other cop say? I didn't see nothing. You watching dude break a phone in half, and your response is, I didn't see nothing. Then y'all take the phone to the station and y'all talk about it. And the guy's happy, like, what did he say? I think he got a broken eye socket or something like that. He's proud of that. He's proud of it. But if you read the report, guaranteed, it didn't say we arrested a guy, we beat him up, we broke his phone, and laughed about possibly breaking his eye socket. It says something that makes them look good and make him look bad. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. But I have to keep showing this stuff. I have to keep showing it. I don't have to keep showing this stuff. I choose to keep showing this stuff, not to paint all police officers as bad, but because we have to get to the point, we citizens, we have to get to the point where at least we question this stuff. At least we question it. I'm not saying automatically jump to the conclusion that officers are bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying automatically jump to the point where we question officers. Y'all done heard some of the same stuff I heard. Well, he wouldn't have done that. He know he got on a body cam. You think he want to deal with what come after that? They don't care about dealing with that. They're not concerned about it because the people around them are going to back them up. They're not concerned about it. They don't believe anything's going to happen to them. And they know, police PR is, it's not the greatest, but for those people who want to believe, they got the greatest PR in the world. The police said it. That means it's factual. A lot of people function that way. I play all of this stuff. I talk about this stuff all of the time. Again, not to say all police are bad. Just to say, you can't just accept the word of law enforcement or really anybody. Or anybody. Just because he said it, just because she said it, doesn't make it so. And if we don't question stuff, if we don't look at stuff and say, I don't know, is that true? Well, the police said it. They got body cam on. Why would they lie? The body cam would prove that they was lying, so they ain't gonna lie while they wearing a body cam. No, they will. They will. That's why we have to question stuff. That's why we have to question stuff. And I could just sit here and I could say some police are bad and a lot of police watch bad police and don't do or say anything. And people would be like, well, give me some examples, Emanuel. If police are that bad, it shouldn't be hard to come up with examples. This was not like a compilation of bad police around the country. This was in one police department. Now, if it was in one police department, you gotta know what's happening in other police departments. LaDonna says they must have forgot they had the cam on. No, they didn't forget. They don't care. Because you know who controls the cam? They control the cam. I remember here in Cincinnati, there was a rash of, the camera malfunctioned. I don't remember how many, but I remember hearing, I don't know how many times, the camera malfunctioned. Somebody got their ass beat. Somebody said, here's a public records request. We need to see that video. And the video, something happened while they was downloading the video and something happened. And so there is no video. The camera malfunctioned. They don't forget that they were in the video, that they were in the cam. They just know they control it. They can mute it, they can cut it off, or they can just say it's not there. Or they don't care. Because when police investigate police usually find that police did nothing wrong. So then somebody else has to come in. But the truth of the matter is most times, nobody else is coming in. Nobody else is coming in. Most times it's just my word against these 7, 8, 10, 12 decorated police officers. Most times that's what it is. And I mean, even with, which the one that I think, I'm hesitant to say it's the most egregious because they were all horribly egregious. But one that bothers me is the one with the phone. He thought he had been recorded. I don't know whether he had actually been recorded, but he thought he had been recorded doing something bad. So he breaks the phone. And it bothers me so much. Number one, because yes, it's destroying evidence, it's all of that kind of stuff. But also because remember, I told y'all one of the things that they're trying to do, and it's making its way, through the court system. But one of the things that they're trying to do is make it illegal for you to go live when you have an interaction with police. So you can record. I can pull out my phone and record. Ooh, I'm recording you. Ooh. But they know they can just take that phone and break it. Sometimes you can recover that stuff. Sometimes you can't. But if I'm live, well, you can't undo live. It was live. People saw it. So I believe that's one of the reasons why they're trying to, of course, they're using the idea that, hey, look, the reason we don't want people to go live is because, if we're at a traffic stop or some sort of interaction with a citizen and they're live, people can see where we are and they can come and ambush us. So for officer safety, they can't go live. It's for officer safety. And there are people who are like, yeah, you don't want people just running up on police ambushing them. Because they can look at the video and tell, hey, they on the corner of Summit and Reading. So there are laws being put in place right now to make it illegal to live stream an encounter with law enforcement. Think about how wild that is. Like we just saw, they will take your stuff and break it if they think you're recording. So, I recorded it. Broke your phone. It don't exist no more. They take it, they destroy it. Oh, some people are going live. Well, we need to do something about that. It's not for your safety. And it's really not for officer safety either. Because when they don't want a record of that stuff out, they don't want a record of that stuff out. But it's enough of y'all out there that we have to keep going through this. We have to keep going through this over and over and over again. Because it's enough of y'all out there that because police said it, y'all believe it. And again, I'm not even saying, it's a shame I have to keep saying this because people will try to twist what I'm saying. Law enforcement and bootlickers, copsuckers, they will try to twist what I'm saying. Oh, he's saying all police is bad. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that the police are lying all the time. But I'm saying, I think it happens enough to where we have to question what goes on, but it's enough of y'all who don't question it. So y'all need to keep seeing this and keep seeing this and keep seeing this so that at some point y'all say, hold on, police do wrong sometimes. So maybe they wasn't telling the truth in that case. So, oh, this wasn't a big case. This wasn't, Breonna Taylor. This wasn't, I couldn't get, what's my man, the attorney, Crump? I couldn't get Crump in. So this is just some local deal. The police ain't gonna lie about that. They got on cameras. Why would they lie when they can be caught? Y'all done heard it. Brian says it's not just that police cover it up. The courts and city government does too. Yes, cops bring in a significant portion of city budget revenue. Ain't nobody trying to fire their moneymaker. I did a whole lecture on the facts and details. That was the end of it. On the facts and the details. Yeah. And they put pressure on. Look, I understand the city is like, look, they bring in our money, but it's even more than that. Because there's such a significant portion of the population that votes that can be bullied by law enforcement. Bullied, not necessarily, even though I've heard that sometimes it is threats of physical violence. But that's not even what I'm talking about. The threat that if a police officer gets in a sticky situation, they done whoop somebody's ass and it was caught on video. They done broke somebody's phone. They done, did something they had, tased the dude twice while he was handcuffed. They don't want the politicians coming out and saying that was wrong. They believe politicians should back law enforcement. That's what they believe. And so that's when you talk about, oh, this person was endorsed by the FOP and, oh, this person was endorsed by that. When you see law enforcement coming out endorsing people, that means they kind of have an understanding with them. We can do what we do. You either gonna back us or say nothing, but you're definitely not gonna say we're wrong. Let's investigate any of that kind of stuff. And I don't know, because I don't hear everything. But we all know that law enforcement has been known from time to time to lie in court and under oath. We know it happens. We know it happens. Do we typically see those law enforcement officials get charged? I think if you're going to bring a perjury charge against anybody, that would be the time. Bring a perjury charge against, because that, you get up there in that uniform, talking all official, a jury watching, Again, I would say the majority of America trust police. Even people who don't trust police trust police. And look, I know it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, especially coming from me. Somebody gonna say I'm lying. You put me on a jury. You put a police officer up there. That police officer gives his account of whatever happened. I'm going to get at a little bit more weight than just somebody else. Why? I don't know. I'm a little brainwashed still. But he's a police officer. He's not just going to get up there and lie, put his career in jeopardy, put his freedom in jeopardy. And because of that, when they do lie, they should suffer harsh penalties. But that's not the way it happened. That's not the way it happens. It just doesn't. So I show that video just for y'all to see. Y'all can go look up the story and get all of the details that you can get and that you can find. Those officers are presumed innocent until proven guilty. I give them that benefit of the doubt that they did not give the people who they were interacting with when they was beating their ass. They're presumed innocent until proven guilty. But, hey, something got to be done. But again, before we can do, and by we, I mean society, before we can do anything, we got to convince a lot of y'all that there is a problem. We got to convince a lot of y'all that there is a problem. Ben says that's the system as a whole. Nothing has and nothing will happen. You're spinning your wheels. But again, I'm not necessarily talking about the system right now, because before we can fix a system, I need to convince enough of y'all that there's a problem with the system. And there's enough of y'all that don't believe that there's a problem with the system. Sure, when the Department of Justice comes out and says that, who was it that they just came out and said that there was basically a pattern and practice of discriminating against black people, poor people and all that kind of stuff. What, and not East Cleveland, the Department of Justice are trying to enter into a consent decree with, and it wasn't Memphis. It's another city. Is it St. Louis? I saw the story and I don't Louisville. Thank you, Angela. Louisville. When they come out and say that there's an issue in Louisville, for a moment, we look at it and we say, okay, there might be an issue in Louisville. But then after a while, let something happen in Louisville. We're going to be like, he shouldn't have ran. Why was he doing this anyway? Because y'all really, genuinely, enough of y'all don't believe that there's a significant problem. So I spin my wheels trying to convince y'all that there's a problem. Now, y'all won't believe it when I say it. Y'all don't believe it when I show you video of it. When that Department of Justice say it, y'all will believe it for a minute. Until the other side get out and start saying, oh, it ain't really no problem. These are a few isolated incidences by a few rogue cops. They might throw one or two of them under the bus and then would be like, oh, the problem is fixed. But there is maybe you shouldn't be able to be a police officer. That shouldn't be able to be a career. I don't know. I keep going to that study. What was it, Stanford? Or Sanford? What's the I'm saying Sanford, like Sanford and Son. What's the in California, where they did the study, where they took them, and some of them they made prisoners and other ones they made prison guards? Was that Stanford? Stanford, thank you. There's a T in there. Stanford. I'm thinking Sanford and Son. And I know it wasn't Fred and Lamont. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they did the study. These were just regular people who they said, all right, you pretending to be a guard and you pretending to be a prisoner. And the guards went bonkers and they had to cut the study. They had to stop it. Because it was just out of hand. Something happens to people. And what was it? Like maybe a day or two before things got so out of hand that they just had to stop it? It was not Sanford and Son. It was not Sanford and Son. But yeah. Everybody's not subject to losing it. Everybody isn't. But I think there's enough people to where this stuff had to be monitored a lot more carefully. And again, I don't know that it's something you should be able to go into for a career. I don't know. I just think it's something that people should take a lot more serious. People talk about it. But again, and this is probably like the 5th time that I've said it, if not 12th. I'm spending my time trying to convince y'all that it's a problem. Because you can't fix a problem until you acknowledge that it's a problem. And like Brian said, the courts have to acknowledge it. The politicians have to acknowledge it. And it is not politically expedient to be anti-police. Because that's the way people look. If a politician talks strongly about police reform, like serious police reform, they're considered anti-police. Except under, certain circumstances, it's okay. George Floyd, well, we throwing Derek Chauvin under the bus. So for a time, we can talk about policing. We can talk about policing reform if we really focus it on like this guy. Because even police could come out and say, oh, that was wrong. They had already made up their mind. We could throw him under the bus. He got caught. Him we can throw under the bus. But then when people start talking about defund the police, you were anti-police. Remember that was anti-police? Even black people. I say even black people, just black people different. But black people were like, no, we're not talking about defunding the police. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, why would you want to defund the police? Oh, that's anti-police. Oh, we don't want that. Oh, we need police. Oh, we love police. We don't want to talk about defunding the police. Oh, no. Remember that? For a minute, like a hot minute, defund the police was an idea that people were putting out there and saying we should explore. And then the machine got rolling. And the machine turned it into something negative. Then Republicans went bonkers. They want to defund our police. You know who talking about defunding the police now? The Republicans. the Republican. I always tell y'all, it's never a problem until it happens to you. Until you feel like you've been mistreated, then it becomes a problem. Well, they feel like the FBI came after their boy, Donald Trump, and now they want to defund the FBI. They want to defund the police. It's cool now to talk about defunding the police. Now, when I say it's cool, I mean it's okay if you're doing it because your boy got in trouble. Now just think about that. George Floyd got murdered right on the street and we all watched it. And then talking about defund the police was stupid, idiotic, wrong, and anything else negative that you can say about it. Donald Trump got his house raided because he refused to give back classified documents that they knew he had. Now it's okay to talk about defunding police. Now it's okay. Because a rich guy had issues with law enforcement. That class of person can now discuss. And it's not idiotic anymore. Now it's a legitimate political discourse. Weaponizing the FBI. The police been weaponized against poor people, black people, underprivileged people, homeless people for how long? Oh, nobody want to talk about weaponizing the police. Weaponizing the FBI now against a guy who was breaking the law. And what happened to him? What happened to him? Like Donald Trump didn't get thrown down on the ground. Somebody kneeled on his neck. He got stunned while he was handcuffed. They broke his phone. They broke his eye socket. They slammed his foot in the door. He got railroaded. They went in and got their documents. That is their idea of weaponizing law enforcement. And it's okay for them to say it. But if I got on here and said we need to defund the police, I would be getting called all kind of idiots and, all kind of other stuff. We need the police. We don't weaponize. We don't defund no police. We need the police. If somebody breaking your house, who you gonna call? You gonna call the police. I don't know why he sounds like that, but that's how he sounds. We got people on Capitol Hill making speeches in public hearings about defunding the police, law enforcement. I consider the FBI, law enforcement, the police. Brian says also, just comply until a bunch of rightists and white supremacists converge on the White House. Yeah, because that's what they do. Just comply. Just comply. Ain't nobody saying that about them people who stormed the Capitol. Just comply. Just comply. That's not what they said. Now they're trying to spin it, which is crazy, into it was just a sightseeing tour. I don't like that we watched it live, bro. I remember I was on the air and I remember when I started watching, I was like, something going on at the Capitol. It don't look like it's a big deal because they wasn't bashing in windows and stuff yet. It's like, but something is going on at the Capitol. I was like, they breaking it. They are spraying people. They are going crazy at the Capitol. I remember. And now they want you to believe this was all just stuff blown out of proportion. We need to do something about them. Those police were out of order. the way that law enforcement handled it was the problem. But I can't get enough of y'all to agree that there's a problem. So that when I go out there and do something peaceful and get arrested, I already know what's going to happen. Some of y'all going to be like, oh, what they did to Emanuel was wrong. Some of y'all going to be like, he ain't had no business down there anyway. What was he down there for? Why was he there taking pictures? You know you can't go into no federal building and take video. Everybody know that. Why was he down there? So I need to work on y'all first. It's disturbing that you have to do it, but it's true. It's true. So yeah, what was it, Ben? Right now, I'm not that worried about changing the system. I'm worried about changing the people. What was Harriet Tubman? Something about, she could have freed a whole lot more people if they had just known that they was slaves. Something along those lines. I'm not gonna try to quote it verbatim and end up like Lincoln jacking up somebody's perfectly good quote. But sometimes you gotta convince the people that's under attack, yo, bro, this is an attack. Like, oh no, this is just the way it's a fool. It's an attack. No, you just blowing everything out of proportion. No, bruh, it's an attack. You just love to be difficult, splitting hairs. All right. Well, you get attacked. The scooter will not be sky blue. Also, I wanted to talk just for a minute. I'm almost out of time, and I didn't have a chance to get the video. But this Lieutenant Governor, Randy McNally, the Lieutenant Governor in Tennessee. I'm going to bring up a name, which y'all know I very rarely ever do this. But I'm going to bring up a name. Marcus, I'm kind of talking about you. We have a guy here locally who go hard against the LGBTQ community about as hard as he can go. Somehow he can spin everything into being about the LGBT community. And look, don't get me wrong. I'm not necessarily, I want to make sure I say it right. I'm not like super pro LGBTQ. I'm not anti LGBTQ, but I'm not super pro. Like some stuff, I'm kind of an old fashioned guy in some ways. I believe men should be men. I believe women should be women. I don't believe men can be women, and I don't believe women can be men. I believe in a 2-parent household. I believe, single parents can do it, but I don't think that's the way it's supposed to be. I just, I'm much more of a traditional guy in that sense. But that don't mean you have to be. And that don't mean because you don't agree with me, because you subscribe to a different lifestyle, that you're like evil or anything like that. We just don't agree. I don't make a big deal about it. Live your life. You don't have to answer to me. I don't have to answer to you. I don't care what you do in the privacy of your home or, at some gay club or whatever. I don't care what you do. If you say you feel like a woman inside, okay, you can say that. It don't hurt my feelings. Heck, if I know you a dude And you say, but I feel like a woman. And so I want you to refer to me as, Sheila. I'm like, Ian, you've been Jesse since we was kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, where did you get Sheila? Like, I'm Sheila now. All right. You Sheila now. Okay. I'm going to even respect that. Well, realistic, I'm probably just not going to refer to you by name. I actually do that to a number of people. I never say their name. Usually it's not because of something like that. Usually I'm just horrible with names. So I might not remember your name. So I might just be like, hey, bruh. Or, excuse me, can I talk to you for a minute? You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But I'll try to respect you. I don't have no problem with that. All right, Jesse, you Sheila now. Right, Carolyn, it don't make sense. Jesse, you would think might be Jessica, but no, they go like way on the other side. Jesse don't turn into Jessica. Jesse turns into Sheila. Or Lotus. You know what I'm saying? Something wild. It's always something, not always. A lot of times it's just something wild, something totally out there. So I'm not even anti-LGBTQ. I don't believe in it. I don't live the lifestyle, but I don't hate you if you do. But there's a guy here who kind of does. Now, again, I've had a theory about this guy for a minute. His name is, at least he goes by Marcus. I don't know his real name, and I'm not going to mention the last name. So there's a lot of Marcuses. If it don't apply to you, then I'm probably not talking about you. If it do apply to you, you probably know it right. But I'm a firm believer that this guy was sexually abused as a child by a man. And it messed him up sexually. And he hates that he has those feelings. So he lashes out against homosexuals or any LGBTQ member and against pedophiles. I agree with him lashing out against pedophiles. People shouldn't do stuff to kids. And like anybody, whoever did that to you, they were wrong. They were wrong. And I don't know everything that happens mentally. I don't know everything that happens mentally. But you see that sometimes where, somebody was touched, assaulted as a child. And one of these days, I'm going to talk to Dr. Chantel about it to understand why that happens. But you see sometimes where somebody is touched as a child and then it messes up their sexuality. They go, not that it always happens, but that they go overboard in some way. Like now they just the biggest, freakiest freak in the world. Or, they if they're a male, they like males. If they're a female, they like females. Or, they just do, maybe they don't like to touch kids or something like that. Something happens, which is why this whole being a pedophile thing is even more insidious than it seems, which you think, how could it be more insidious than it seems? But you touching a child, that's horrible. But then the effects that it could have on that child seem terrible. Lewis wants to know, was I touched as a child? No, thank God. Thank God I never had to experience that. I don't know what I would be. Some people say I'm messed up now. I don't know what I would be had that happened. And I feel bad for anyone who actually was. Because, again, we've seen where it can have horrible consequences on people. And so sometimes people just lash out. I feel like that's what this person named Marcus does. Because it's so over the top with it. It's so over the top. Like, look, again, I'm not homosexual. I don't agree with homosexuality and all of that kind of stuff. I don't hate homosexuals. I don't want to see nothing bad happen to no homosexuals or no transgenders or nothing like that. I don't think they should be discriminated against. If they come and they're the best worker for the position, hire them. Hire them. They're the best person for the job. Hire them. They want a place to live. Can they afford it? Do they have a history of paying their rent or whatever? Then give them the spot if they're the best candidate. I don't believe in any of that kind of stuff, even though I don't agree with the lifestyle. But nobody's forcing me to live the lifestyle. But when you I don't agree with the lifestyle and I want to see them discriminated against, I'll be like, wait a minute. Why do you feel that strongly about it? Why do you feel that strongly about it? Well, this Lieutenant Governor, Randy McNally, he's been a proponent of anti-LGBTQ laws in Tennessee. I believe he supported this law that they have where drag people can't, I don't know if drag queen is the appropriate terminology. I'm really not trying to, just intentionally offend somebody. But I'm going to say it and just understand if it's offensive to you, that's not my intent. But drag queens are not allowed to do drag queen stuff anywhere where kids can see. And it's like, come on. If that's your biggest worry, here's the truth. Sometimes, you see drag queens all the time and you don't even know they drag queens. Because, they just look like ugly women. And you walk by them and you be thinking, ooh, that's an ugly woman. That's a drag queen. I guess some of them look like good-looking women too. But sometimes you don't know. So being a drag queen in and of itself is not necessarily sexual. But if you are, one of these I'm so, no drag queens, no LGBT, discriminate against them, all that kind of stuff. And then we find out that you're looking at 20-year-old booties on the internet and even commenting on them. I don't remember the exact wording of it. But you typing on some 20-year-old showing his booty on the internet, talking about you could turn the day to rainbows and sunshine. What? And then this guy talking about, no, I just like to encourage my constituents. You ain't encouraging no constituents. You looking at you hiding who you are. You hiding who you are. To some degree, I feel bad for these people. I feel bad. Think about this. You are whoever you are. Most of us watching this are just straight. You a man, you like women. You a woman, you like men. What if you had to hide that? I like women. I really like women. But I wasn't allowed to like women. I had to pretend like I didn't like women. So I see a woman walking by me and I'm sorry, I'm a booty man. I like a nice, round, tight, fit, kind of sit up high booty. I'm not big for just mass for the sake of mass. If it spread all out, I'm not against that. But I like them tight, compact, sit up, roundness. That's what I like. So this woman walked past me with the best booty in the world, and I had to pretend that I don't see it and that I'm not attracted to it. Matter of fact, I had to pretend like I hate people who see it and are attracted to it. Like something is wrong with them. You know how bitter I would be I don't get to look at no booty. I got the man, because think about this. Like, I believe this lieutenant governor is probably secretly gay. But he married. He been married for a long time. He's a great grandfather. He done had to live his life just straight up a lie. Just a straight up lie. He been going to bed with his wife for however long he been married, wishing that she was a boy. Think about that. If they forced you, if you a man, and they forced you to marry a man and to have sex with a man, but you really wanted to have sex with a woman, but you couldn't let that be known. They forced you to do it. Woman, you're a woman. You're not attracted to women, but they forced you to marry a woman. And now you got to sleep with that person thinking about the other. I got to sleep with a dude. Oh, and I got to imagine a woman. This is horrible. This is horrible. The horrible existence that has to be. And then dude like, I'm not a hypocrite. I just like to encourage my constituents. Bro, you 80, what, 85? Is he 85? What's his age? Hold on, let me see. 79. Dude, you 79 years old. It's time to tell your wife. I know, you know, I done did it for 79 years. I might as well finish it out. Bruh, live your life. It's time to tell your wife, baby, I don't love you and I'm not coming home. I met this 20-year-old on Instagram and he said I can come over. You know what I'm saying? Live your life. You are a hypocrite. And you don't have to be. And look, if you are a gay person, I'm all about you do you. You be you. If that stop you from, just having this horrible, miserable existence, honestly, I'm telling y'all for real, I could not imagine not being able to gaze at a woman and marvel at her beauty. I couldn't imagine it. To feel dirty about doing that. It feels so right. Man, she is beautiful. She's amazing. It feels so right. Which is why, by the way, I read an account of what happened with Michael Irving. Well, he was at the Marriott and he was accused of sexual harassment or something along those lines. And I read an account of what happened. And the account went something like this. I don't have it up in front of me. The account went something like this. He saw a woman. He was a little, had maybe, was a little tipsy, drunk. And he saw a woman. And he thought the woman was beautiful. And he approached her. Again, this is the account that I read. It's not verbatim. But he approached that woman. He shook her hand and he put his hand on her arm. It sounds like a natural thing to do. I don't necessarily do it, but a lot of people do that. And he said to her, "Babe, do you know who I am?" And she said, "No, I don't." And he said, "Well, Google me. I'm Michael Irving." And he basically told her he was attracted to her. And, she didn't say she was attracted back. And then he made a comment like, I can't remember exactly, but something like, you ever had some black inside of you? You know what I'm saying? That's horrible. That is horrible to say. I've heard it said a number of times, but it's horrible to say. You got any black in you? No? You want some? You know what I'm saying? It's something along those lines. I've heard people say that to people before. I know it sounds horrible and disgusting, ain't even a little funny. Yes, it was a white woman. It was a white woman, Daryl. So you got any black in you? No? You want some? That's the whole line. I don't know why anybody think that line gonna work. I'm sure it worked at some point. Somebody did it and they was like, bruh, I did this and she let me hit. So, I've heard it before. And she was like, no, I'm not interested in you. He said, all right. He shook her hand and she left. That's pretty much the account. I might have missed a little detail here or there, but nothing. And when I was reading it, I was looking for some bombshell, something that he did. But this was their account. Hold on, let me see if I can find that. Because I don't want to make it seem Michael Irving video. I don't want to make it seem like. All right, the Marriott releases details. Close that. Of the woman's accusations against Michael Irving. For the first time Friday, Marriott disclosed? Did I just turn into Medea for a minute? They disclosed it. Marriott disclosed specific details about a female employee's accusations against Michael Irving in a hotel lobby. All right. Let me see if I can get to it. Marriott revealed the account in a motion filed in federal court. According to the document, Irving flagged down the woman who was a staffer at the Renaissance Phoenix downtown while she walked from the lobby in the normal course of her job. He flagged her down. He asked her what she did for work. He told her he found her attractive, shook her hand, and introduced himself as Michael. And this is all in the court document. This is her story. So this should be the worst portion because this is her story. Flagged her down, said, what do you do? She said what she did. And he said, I think you're attractive. He shook her hand and he introduced himself as Michael. When she said that she didn't follow the NFL, he directed her to search his name on the internet somehow. Quote, Irving also reached out and touched the victim's arm during this conversation without her consent, causing her to step back, becoming visibly uncomfortable. So he touched her arm. That's what he touched her arm. Irving then asked the victim whether she knew anything about having a big black man inside of her. Taken aback by Irving's comments, the victim responded that his comments were inappropriate and she did not wish to discuss it further. They say Irving then attempted to grab the victim's hand again and said he was sorry if he brought up bad memories for her. The victim pulled her hand away and tried to back away as Irving continued to move towards her. According to the document, two Marriott co-workers noticed the woman appeared uncomfortable. As they approached her and Irving made a comment that security noticed him and offered him a parting handshake. Seeing that other hotel employees were in the area and wanted the interaction to end, the victim returned Irving's handshake. Irving then stated he would come back to find her sometime that week when she was working. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. He didn't grab a titty. He didn't grab no behind. He didn't rub up on her. He touched her arm and he said something crude. Did she know anything about having a big black man inside of her? She said no. She didn't want to discuss it. He went to shake her hand. She backed away. And of course, you going to shake somebody's hand, they back away, you coming forward. Then she came back and shook hands again. They had a parting handshake and went on about their way. And that's her interpretation of what happened. Now, you know, we all talk about is, you know, his story, her story, and then the truth lies somewhere in between. But even if I just assume her story is 100% true, was he wrong for asking her if she knew anything about having a big black man inside of her? That don't sound like the best line. Like, that's not a good pickup line. It's not a good pickup line. But it feel like that's what that was. A drunk, old school, terrible pickup line. And yeah, she's suing him. She's suing him. I believe she's suing him over that. I believe she's suing. But I know he's suing Marriott. He's suing Marriott for like $100 million. But I'm asking y'all. You at work, some guy, he don't have to be an NFL player or a former NFL player or a celebrity even. Some guy walks up to you. Excuse me. You come over. Can I help you? He says, hi, my name is so-and-so. Do you know who I am? And you like, no, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are. And he like, well, Google me. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of a big deal. And you like, okay, well, how can I help you? And he like, you ever had a black man inside of you? And you like, no, that's disgusting. Why would you ask me something like that? And he like, you know, okay. And he go to shake your hand and you pull away and he like, all right. And then your coworkers come over and he like, hey, look, maybe I hit you up later in the week. I'll find you later in the week and we can talk. And you like, you know, you think, I don't want to talk to you. And so you reach out and shake his hand and y'all walk away. Did he sexually assault you? And I'm asking, just in the regular, as a woman, did he sexually assault you? Again, what he did is not honorable. It's not honorable. But did he sexually assault you? LaDonna says, I don't believe he said that just out the blue. I believe it's possible. Again, I've heard men ask white women, you got any black in you? They say, no. You want some? I've legit heard that as a pickup line. For real, I'm not making that up. I've legit heard that as a pickup line. So I believe he could have said something like that, especially if he was drunk out of the blue. Yes, I believe he could have said that. But I do want to know, women, would you be like, oh, I'm going to report this, you know? And I'm using that voice, but not to, you know, make light of her. But would that be that upsetting to you? He said the line, you were uncomfortable. He went to shake your hand, you pulled away. He said, that's all right, I'll holler at you later. I'll find you later and we can talk. Don says it's more like disrespectful. Well, the NFL, they pulled him. They pulled him from the Super Bowl. And he's suing Marriott like, hey, this affected my income. I just be wondering what goes on in the mind of a woman. Fame says she should report that. He is on 2 national networks. He gotta know better. All right. Only if they find black men repulsive. If that was a white man, she wouldn't have went this far. Lewis says it's similar to asking a woman, have you ever had a 9? Okay, those are all men. That's the male perspective. The male perspective is basically saying, Fame says, as a male, he got to know better. Daryl says, as a male, if it was a white man, she wouldn't probably said that. Women, LaDonna says it's disrespectful, which I guess I kind of agree. She says it was trifling. But LaDonna also says she knows she wanted to give him some. Okay. Well, I guess y'all not responding, so we'll move on. I see stuff like this. And I don't know how to, it's disrespectful. It sounds disrespectful, but it don't sound like it rises to the level of anything. Anything. It doesn't sound like it rises to the level of anything. But again, I'm a dude. I'm a dude. So, I might be off base. Anthony said, when cats with money gonna realize some people are just waiting to hit the lottery. Livingston, how would you handle it if a white woman asked you if you ever had some white pie? I would say, in all honesty, I would say, what does that mean? I don't know what you mean. What is white pie? So she would have to clarify what she meant. But then once she clarified it, I would say, no, and I'm not interested. But thank you for the offer. That would be it. And if she wanted to shake hands, I would shake hands with her, and that would be that. And if she said, well, I'm going to come and talk to you later, I would say, you can talk to me later, but again, I'm not interested in no white pie. But we can talk about anything else. That would be it. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, security, security. That's so disrespectful. Oh my God. Oh my God. I wouldn't do that. I would just be like, I'm not interested. Never had any, never wanted any. But thank you for the offer. That would be it. Oh my God, I can't believe you said that to me. Oh my God, security? No, I wouldn't do that. It just seems so overboard. Daryl says, also said that Michael Irvin got to be more careful. He can't do what his colleagues do. LaDonna said they sue people for anything. John says, I hope he ain't that stupid. He a grown A man. That's some young man S. And look, I'm not disagreeing with you. I know people when they get drunk, which I know a lot of y'all don't have a problem with people getting drunk. I don't drink. So, but I know a lot of people when they get drunk, they act immature. LaDonna says she weak. Anthony says, white pie ain't that bad. I never had any. I never wanted any. I like the brown pie. The deeper the brown, the better for me. But that's just me personally. I'm not, I imagine it's kind of all the same. But I like the brown pie. I don't like the white pie. And like I said, the deeper brown, the better. Lewis says, great answer. It's just the truth. I'm being 100% honest. I'm being 100% honest. I wouldn't be so offended. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't. Did you hear what she just asked me? No. That wouldn't be the case. LaDonna says she don't want no white eggplant. Y'all saying good answer like I just made that up. No, it's true. That's what I would say. I wouldn't know what it was. And she would have to clarify. Maybe the clarification might get uncomfortable. What do you mean by white pie? I mean, because I'm white, and so my vagina is white. And I'm asking, have you ever had sexual relations with a woman with a white vagina? I don't like the way you say vagina. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but the answer would still be the same. Anthony Prosser, white only pies. Yeah, white pie is pretty good. Oh. So you like Bill, want that chocolate pudding. Brent says, E-Man, what if Tracy Ellis Ross offered you some Supreme adjacent pie? I would definitely pass. In my mind, her assistant is probably sitting next to the bed, and I'm going to do something, and she's going to be like, excuse me, Tracy Ellis doesn't like you doing it that way. I'm like, I'm right here. She could have just said, tell him faster. Like, Tracy Ellis said she wants it faster. I'm like, what the? I'm right here. Why is she talking to you? So, no, I would pass. I don't need somebody giving instructions through a intermediary. Tessie says, that's not assault. He just said some words. The NFL wrong for pulling him. They definitely wouldn't have taken it serious if it was a black woman. She went full Karen Bryant. Mike Worthing should have had his wingman make the move on his behalf, but he was drunk. Janice says, slap him in his face. How totally disrespectful. I'm against slapping people. No, don't slap him in the face. If he just said those words, that is not something that you should be assaulting people for, women. It's not okay. Imagine if that woman came up to me and said, have you ever had some white pie? And I just hauled off and slapped fire out of her. Pow! Bitch, don't be talking to me like that. Would I be wrong? Yes, I would be wrong. You can't just be slapping people because you don't like what they said. It is disrespectful. You can tell him it's disrespectful. You can walk away. Don't be assaulting people. That's assault. I know it's old school, Janice, but that's assault. I've never liked that. I'd slap his face. And then what if he slapped you back? Anthony says, pie all the same color on the inside. I don't know that that's true. I've seen a movie or two. And it's not really my thing, but you know, I mean. And if you just showed me the inside, I could tell you if that was a white woman or a black woman. If you just showed me the inside, that's a sister right there. It ain't all the same on the inside. It's not. Don't ask me. Again, I've seen a movie or two. I was disgusted by it. Oh, why am I watching this? Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. I thought this was a documentary about stepmothers. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. I thought this was a training video for the UPS man delivering packages. How did it turn into this? It was not my intention to watch that stuff. But since it was on, you know, because I thought, you know, maybe at some point she gonna actually get to the stepmothering part. And he was actually gonna deliver that package. And, you know what I'm saying, it was gonna be like a cautionary tale. I figured, okay, they got a love scene in here. That happens all the time in movies. So I kept waiting for the big thing to happen. It did something happen. That was not what I was expecting. But the point is, it's not all the same on the inside. It's really not. Shahara wants to know, are you seeing my comments? This is, I believe, the first comment that I've seen from you, Shahara, in a while. So no, I'm not seeing your comments. I mean, I am now, but before that, no. Daryl says, the darker the berry, the sweeter the pie. Lewis says, have you ever rejected a white woman? Canby Hazard says, I actually have rejected a white woman. I have. When I worked at Biggs for a while. There was a white woman, she worked in the deli. And as white women go, you know what I'm saying? I guess she was an attractive white woman. And she was interested. I wasn't interested. Nothing against her. Like, we talked and we were, I would say, friends for a few weeks. I think she thought she was going to wear me down, but she wasn't. So we were friends for a few weeks. And then, you know what I'm saying, she stopped talking to her brother. I was cool with it. So, yeah, I have. Valerie says, black vagina has millions of crystals in it. I don't know about that. I don't know that I want to be messing around with no crystallized vagina. There, I'm just telling you the truth. Let me see. Scroll. I'm seeing the comments. Anthony says, you talking about some old stale pie. No, I'm not. Brent says, now you sound like Lincoln, where when it comes to hearing the Crime Stopper report and guessing the race of the perpetrator. No, you can look and you can tell. It's the melanin don't stop. The melanin don't stop right there. You can tell, you can see it. TC say, I heard you could tell the difference because of the smell. What? I wouldn't know that, but what? I'm not reading that, Lewis. Donna says, I can't see hers either. Shahara says, I see it. I feel like you saying that with an attitude, Shahara. Just calm down with the attitude. No, I'm just playing. I said, she said she know who he is now, so he better pay her for his crude comments. Okay. Anthony says, you was scared of the pie? Well, I wasn't scared of it. I just, deli meats. Which Biggs? This was so many years ago. It was Biggs on Ridge. When Biggs was on, Ridge and Highland. Damn, E, you should at least try the white pie before you turn it down. No, I just wasn't interested. Nothing wrong. I don't want Asian pie. I don't want white pie. Okay, maybe some Latino pie. Maybe I would sample. But no, I don't want none of that other pie. Maybe some Samoan pie. You know what I'm saying? Some like Pacific Island pie. Maybe. I don't want no Asian pie. I don't want a white pie. Just not something that seems interesting to me. No, I did not. I did not. Just landed at CBG. I'm totally confused about what y'all talking about. Smell what? I don't know what they talking about, my OSHA. I don't know what they talking about. TC says she was told black women is cleaner. I don't know that is reasonable or logical. If you clean it, it should be clean. Well, Donna says, I was going to ask that. I worked at Hyde Park and the one on Ridge. All right. Again, I only worked there for like maybe a week and a half. Maybe. And then I was like, okay, this ain't for me. Really, the reason I decided that it wasn't for me is because they had me stocking the aisle with all of those chemicals. Like the detergent, fabric softener, air freshener. And all of those chemicals, when you in there for a while, they all mix, and whatever they create, it messed with me. And I was like, I don't want to do this no more. And they was like, well, that's what you assigned to is that the little area that I was assigned to. And I was like, okay. And so I quit because I was messed up dealing with that. So I only worked there for like a week and a half, maybe a week and a half. I don't remember because it was so long ago. Let me see. E-Man, you watched the new Chris Rock special? If so, did you like it? I didn't watch it. Mrs. Livingston was out of town last week. And again, we save shows for each other. And so I could have watched it, but I was like, I know that she might want to watch it. So I'll wait for her to get back and then I'll see if she wants to watch it. So we might watch it tonight, but no. Janice says the smell depends on hygiene and what you eat. Kim Kardashian said, eat a lot of pineapples. It will taste and smell good. I've heard that too. If you're out here smelling, if your pie out here smelling, take your ass home, throw it away. LaDonna don't want no raw meat. I don't know what y'all talking about. Why you say my name like that? That's your name. Don't blame me. Your mama named you that. Renita says 5 o'clock. It is 5 o'clock. I got to go. I'm like all off in Wyatt's time, and I bet he got something actually important to discuss. And y'all sitting here talking about white pie. But Janice, I told him that about the pineapples the other day. They told me I was crazy. They say I didn't know what I was talking about. Because I told them I was delicious. Myosha say, now you talking about my mama? I'm just telling you, who named you that? Who named you Myosha? Then your daddy, I don't know whoever named you that. They named you that. Don't be mad at me because that's your name. But yeah, no, I wouldn't be like super offended even if some woman came up, approached me and said something really crude. Really crude. I would just be like, no, thank you. Especially, you know what I'm saying? She like, I think you're really attractive. Because that's how he started. Like, I think you're really attractive. Have you ever had a white woman ride you or something like, you know, I don't know what a woman might say. I don't know. If she was just like being crude. And I would be like, I would be taken a little aback. Like, wow, didn't expect that. But no, thank you. But again, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, no. And Janice, I wouldn't slap her. Tony wants to know, how can we listen to Wyatt's show? Just look up Wyatt Live. Wyatt Live. I believe he's on YouTube, and I know he's on Facebook. Or just look up Randall Wyatt. Randall Wyatt. He's on Facebook. I know he's on YouTube. Wyatt Live. And just go there just like you watch this one. Go to his Facebook page, and you can check his show out. And I encourage people to do that. Livingston is freezing in Cincinnati today, and I did not pay my gas bill. That's unfortunate. You got covers and extra clothes. I would put on many layers and get under some covers until you can pay that bill. Have you ever seen a golf ball suck through a straw? That's not white pie, though. That's not white pie. That's different. And so y'all trying to drag me somewhere. But I can just tell you this, and I mean this as seriously as I can mean it, and I mean no offense to anyone. But I'm just not interested. If you're interested, great. Go for it. Just like with the LGBT thing. I don't want to have sex with a dude. I don't want to have sex with a white woman. But if that's your thing, go for it. Don't try to drag me in there with you. Don't try to drag me in there with you. I don't want no man telling me, you don't know, you can't say that sex with a man is bad until you did it. Well, I can kind of say it's something I'm not interested in. Just like don't try to make me want to be with a white woman. I don't want to be with a white woman. I don't want to be with an Asian woman. Indian, either Indian, feather or dot, I might sample. White, no, I'm not interested. Just not interested. And that's no knock to Asian women or white women. It's not a knock on them. It's just not something I'm interested in. So stop trying to convince me to do it, because I'm not interested. All right. Hopefully that's understood. If you did it, I'm not judging you as bad or good. E-man, stick to the pie you like. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Exactly. Now, I will tell you, because I be hearing people say this, like, oh, he date white women, he should date somebody like his mama. That's not a good argument, y'all. Don't make that argument when you're making the argument about who somebody love or marry or something like that. When I met my wife, last thing I was thinking about was my mama. The last thing I was thinking about. So yeah, don't make that argument. All right, y'all, I got to get out of here. I believe Wyatt will be starting soon if he's coming on today. And again, you can go check him out. Randall Wyatt, his personal Facebook page. Even though I believe he probably wants you to go to Wyatt Live, and check out his show. This has been the afternoon experiment. What did we learn today? Probably nothing. But I enjoyed talking to y'all about it. But no, check out the article about those East Cleveland police officers being indicted. If you haven't checked out the information about the Louisville, Metro Louisville Police Department, and there's also an investigation in Memphis, kind of check those out. You can check out the information about the lieutenant governor in Tennessee. That's just a crazy story. And he actually did an interview. Like at one point, the dude, the 20-year-old gay dude had posted something like, I'm not a whore, I'm a hoe. Because a whore is a slut and a hoe get paid, or vice versa, one and one. And he says, he get paid, he get free weed for whatever it is that he's doing. And the lieutenant governor liked it, and he was asked about it. Like, did you read the post? Did you read it? And he was like, I didn't read anything about any weed. So no, I don't recall reading anything about any weed. But what about the part about being a prostitute? And he was like, oh yeah, I read that part. As if the being a prostitute part was okay, but the weed part was the bad part of that. Like, you gotta go check out that interview. If you haven't, just the hypocrisy of this guy, and you can kind of tell who he is and what he's doing. If you did not see that story, go check it out. All right. Shahara says, I learned absolutely nothing today. You did. You learned some stuff. I'm not going to say what you learned, but you know what you learned. Stop acting. All right. I got to get ready to get out of here. It's been the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I guess that's about it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully something amazing happens to you on the positive side and life changing. All right. Till next time. I'm out, y'all.